Hello and welcome to Meadows, your one-stop channel for all things hobby related. I gotta change that title. Pretty much I do anything that's fun. Today we're going to be talking about FPV goggles. These are the set that I have, which are the Sky Zone. Comfortable, easy to use, not at all ugly, almost high definition. Great product, but there's one problem with these. They're expensive, several hundreds of dollars. And if you're a weekend warrior, you may not want to go out and spend that kind of money to enjoy some of the fun of flying FPV. So today we have a special project, kind of as a follow-up to the videos I did on the lesser expensive quads with altitude hold. Again, for the weekend warrior, the altitude hold quads are really the way to go. So today we're going to be talking about, I'm going to call it free or almost free goggles. And what we're going to do is on the one set of goggles that I reviewed, it came with a 5.8 gigahertz monitor as part of the kit. And what we're going to do today is we're going to convert the 5.8 gigahertz monitor into a set of goggles using simple products that we got from our local hardware store and craft store, and some pretty much stuff that you may have at home. Now I'm calling this the free goggles because if you bought the quad, you already got the equipment with it, and you may have a lot of this equipment at home. So let's start and look at some of the things we're going to be talking about today and the items that I think you're going to need to complete this project. Number one, we're going to be using our dollar store foam. And I've already done some prep work on this, is that I've painted it black. And you'll see later, because inside the goggles we want that to be black so that we get the best light. And I painted it black using this here paint from the Home Depot as well. It's inexpensive paint, so it's just a sample jar. And you may have this black paint at home, or barbecue paint, any paint that you want to use, you'll be able to get. The other thing you're going to need or make is this template. This is the template that I made, and this will be available up on the website. There will be a link so that you go and download that. You can make one yourself, but save yourself a bit of time. And notice that there's two pieces of this and two pieces of that. And the bottom one you may need to notch out for your bridge of your nose, and we'll talk about that more as we get closer to that process. The other thing that you're going to need is foam, and what I did is I cut these strips out of a cushion from the dollar store. It was one of those, stadium cushions. I took the fabric off and I stripped this foam into 1-inch strips, and we're going to be using that along the edges to protect our skin. You're going to need your glue gun, always handy to have. You are going to need some elastic, and don't tell my wife, but I kind of went over to her elastic stash. She has lots of stuff, and I found this really cool. It looks like it's 1 inch. Let me just measure this. It is in fact 1-inch elastic. I may use different types, but don't tell my wife, but this is what I stole from her package. We're going to need those elastics. We are going to need knives, sharp ones for cutting the foam. And we are going to need a couple of pieces of plastic. And you can get these, this is just any piece of plastic that you can get. You can get this from a margarine container or whatever, but you'll see that these are little tabs that we're going to use to just help hold things in place. So little pieces of plastic. So basically, these are all the parts that you're going to need to complete this project. And so let's get started in making our free FPV goggles. Okay, so let's get started on doing our jobs. We don't need this paint anymore. And we'll set the foam aside, the elastic aside, everything aside. The first thing we're going to do is cut our foam. And we'll start that by cutting out our template. I'm now going to take these over to my cutting table where I'm going to cut them, and then I'll be ready. Okay, so now I've done my pre-cut on my foam using my templates, and so I've carved the foam, and I just wanted to show you this piece here. This is the side piece that went in, and all I did was I just laid one of these top or bottom pieces onto the foam, and I simply marked a line with a pencil right along there as to what I needed to cut off, and then I simply just cut that straight down to make the side edge, because that's where the side of your face is going to go, and you don't want that rough. So I'm going to go over now, and I'm going to do a slice on the other side. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to start our gluing process. So I'm going to cut this down to make it even to this side, and then we're ready for, actually this way, we're ready for assembly. Okay, so let's continue. I actually lost a bit of video, but I think you can see what I've done here after cutting my foam pieces on the side. I glued all my sides together, and I use these pins to hold, these toothpicks to hold things together. But please remember to remove them because they're sharp and they could be dangerous, and we don't want anyone to get hurt. Then what I did is I took a bit of plastic from a margarine container, and then I simply cut them with scissors, sharp scissors, and I poked them into the back side of the foam. And how I got these gauges, I used these little tabs that are on the visor, on the sun visor, and I simply pressed that into the foam on the back end, and that gave me the dimensions for that for those tits. Wiping out the excess glue. I broke this out a bit, so I'm going to glue this. And then what happens is that this fits on nicely. The little holes here line up with these tits that we put on. And when we put on our elastic, we now have the visor inside. In fact, I can turn it on here a bit. We'll take a look so you can see the screen inside of my camera here, and now you can see inside what it will look like when you put the visor on. So you can see here that I've also put this foam. I simply glue gunned the foam in. It doesn't look pretty. I gotta tell you, it's comfortable. We're not going for a beauty here because this isn't the most beautiful thing in the world, but you're going to find out that this is not a bad FPV goggle. So we're going to continue now by putting in our elastic straps on both sides. We marked in little strips, and we're going to thread our elastic in and out. And we're then going to, I'm just going to put a safety pin to hold it in place. And we'll come back after I've got all this threaded. This is going to take a bit of time because this is pretty tight. So we'll come back in a minute, and we'll look what it's like when this is all threaded through. Okay, so we're done this project now, and like I said, this is ugly. This is it completed. I put the elastic bands on, and notice I had to put one over top of the head here so that it would support it. But my expensive goggles, I actually had to put the same band on these expensive goggles as well, because in order to keep the goggles from weighing down on my nose, I had to put this top strap on. So I did the same thing here. It makes it much more comfortable. Much more comfortable to wear, and I've tried them out, and actually they work very nice. So I'm excited about giving them out to the field. and giving them a shot with my Quad 222. And I'll try to shoot a little video indoors here so you get to see what it looks like. But I don't. So this is a little video outdoors using the goggles and the camera. I'll put links to all these products out there. It actually does quite a good job for the minimal to no cost, especially if you have all the products at home. But no, it worked really well. And for anybody who wants to do a start FPV, this is probably the way to go. Anyway, so now this is done, so let's go over it. I just have this one elastic. Again, I just use the safety pins. You don't need to get fancy to make this work, right? Safety pins with the elastics in and out, top and bottom. That, with those little tits that we put on, isn't going anywhere. These elastics going, and this adjustment elastic, this allows me to adjust the tension. Guess I didn't need all this elastic, but I didn't know that when I was doing it. This allows me to adjust the tension behind my head. And now I will show you what it looks like on. I'll show you what it looks like on. I'll turn on the just get my camera turned on. Now I got this, and I'll turn the monitor on. Okay. And I have to take my glasses off because they interfere. But this is actually pretty dang nice. Wow, looks nice. Looks good. It's comfortable. It's a little bit restricted around the nose. So I mean, I want to do a little bit more with that, but other than that, just for a couple of minutes of flying, that's no big whoop. But you know what? Ugly as all get out, but they actually work kind of nice. So let's see if I can get a little bit of a video of what you can, so you can see what I'm seeing. And I want to thank you very much for watching this video on how to make free FPV goggles from the screens that come with your quadcopter. So lots of fun. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please say like and subscribe to my channel. So again, thank you for joining me today on this video build, and hope to see you next time at Emerald Meadows. Bye bye.